all our listeners about optical outlets. $99 is all. Take this down and pass it around. $99 is all. All right. 5 minutes after 8 o'clock, Robin, the holidays are ending. I see it. The mall is taking down the wreaths.
Yeah. Well,
he's up there right now. It seems like just yesterday he was blowing snow on the kids.
Oh, I know. It was such fun with Santa's arrival.
It goes so quick, doesn't it? It seems like it
fast.
lasts forever, and then when it's done, it feels like it took no time to end at all.
Zip, 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 it's done.
Galen Unald is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center. Hey, Galen, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin.
Pretty good. The season is over, Galen. We're done.
It is. All the decorations need to come down. At this point, I'm kind of sick of them.
Are you?
So.
Yeah. Did you have any new decorations this year? Anything new?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
My mom gave us a bunch of stuff, so we used a bunch of her stuff, so it was new in our house.
Oh, okay. So we found like one of those little dioramas of a Christmas scene built into a plastic accordion, and I said, "Oh, I have to get this."
Yeah, it was so cool.
So.
And it plays music. It's so nice.
Let's see. How's the blood supply? We'll just jump right into this.
Okay.
How is the blood supply?
Well, we're okay. I mean, we're less than we're a little over a 2-day blood supply. So, bottom line is we just need more people to get out there, give the gift of life, to donate blood.
Does the new year affect it at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a huge challenge on December 31st throughout the system, and that helps us. But again, everybody wants to drink on New Year's Eve and things like that, so it has a big impact on us.
Yeah. The benevolent spirit, I guess, that we all seem to slip into before Christmas probably helps people say, you know what, I should donate blood. But I wonder if is it temporary, or does it still linger a week later?
That's a good question. I mean, our donations stay flat through this whole period of time, so we don't collect well no matter what. So yeah, that's a good question. I think if they see us, then they'll donate. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Well, you have good communication skills for Life South Community Blood Centers. I get calls on my phone. I also get emails about the current blood drives, even though we're up to date and we donated last week. I still got the email yesterday about your blood donating, about your movie ticket Fandango giveaway, 1 ticket to each donor through the middle of January, and I just think it's wonderful that the communication is open.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's something we really work hard on, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Hey, did you hear that Macaulay Culkin has a new middle name?
What is that?
Macaulay Culkin.
That's the middle name?
What is it?
His name is Macaulay Culkin.
Legally? He changed it?
He
said not.
It was in the news. Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay MC.
It's amazing how few childhood actors actually become like regular human beings.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually think he's okay. He seems pretty level-headed. I think it's just a fun little publicity stunt. I mean, of all the things you could do, that's pretty harmless right there.
Yeah.
He was on Jimmy Fallon. He said Jimmy Fallon was asking about his dating life, and he said, he said the weird thing about dating a girl this time of year is they all want to watch Home Alone.
How old is he, do you think? 30?
Oh gosh, he's up there. Yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
So he's probably older than that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know.
But so he doesn't have a significant other. Then.
I guess not.
He's playing the field.
He is. He's yeah.
Oh, he's had issues. He's had major issues.
Oh gosh.
So I have some interesting facts about New Year's I want to share with you. I started sharing them yesterday with Robin, but I wanted to save them for you. But before we do anything, what is the football news this morning? It was 2 days before Alabama and Oklahoma play the Orange Bowl. And the other question we have is Spurrier back at University of Florida?
Yeah.
No, he's coaching the pro team, the Apollos, the Orlando Apollos. I mean, he still does something with UF. He's like some ambassador or something, but yeah, he's coaching the Apollos.
Oh, okay.
Is that a regular NFL team or is that something else?
It's not the NFL, but it's a football league they're trying to start. It's kind of like the USFL or the XFL. They're just trying to have a summer league. Everybody's trying to compete with the NFL.
But do you think they're going to go off the ground a different league, because by summertime people are ready to baseball and all that stuff and do something different?
No, I think people are loyal to the NFL because of the tradition.
So the other question I wanted you to explain to me about there was some Clemson players that are in the news for the Cotton Bowl event. What's that about? What's going on with them?
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I don't know. I'm not aware of that one.
Okay, it says there's uncertainty surrounding 3 Clemson players. Dexter Lawrence. Who's the other name?
If their starters are going to play, I mean, let's be clear. If their starters are going to play, if they're marginal players, then the coach will make an example of them. That's kind of the way it works.
Well, did they break the law? Is that what the question is? They broke the law or something?
No, they probably broke some team rule or grade related or something like that.
I just found it. All right, it says here a hot button topic at the Cotton Bowl event will be the uncertainty surrounding 3 Clemson players, including standout defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, who were ruled ineligible for the Cotton Bowl after testing positive for trace amounts of Osterin. What is Osterin?
Oh,
I have no idea. Some probably kind of performance-enhancing drug, it sounds like.
Oh, my God.
Because it looks like Ovaltine. I've had Ovaltine. Alabama, meanwhile, has 3 suspended players of its own, including a starting offensive lineman. Alabama's opponent, Oklahoma, features Heisman Trophy winner Kyle Murray, who will have to decide if he wants to play football or baseball. So that's the whole article right there.
They can't do both? They're 2 different seasons.
Well, you can, but you have to be really, really great. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare it's hard to play both.
Especially at the same time.
Really
it's like playing lead and bass at the same time.
Oh, I see. I got it.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
Because they're year-round, I mean, you're talking about the less than 0.25% of all the players in the world that play professionally, either in Major League Baseball or in the NFL. They're trying to do both. That's another level.
Gosh, well, this is interesting.
All right, I have some facts about New Year's. I brought this one up yesterday, but I just wanted to share it with you. Some people in Times Square will be wearing adult diapers.
Yeah, because I guess such a long line for the bathroom.
I don't know. I've never done it. I don't know. I don't know if this is an issue. It's not normally an issue in Times Square, but apparently the bathrooms are hard to come by.
Yeah, makes sense. Especially if you can't go in the Starbucks.
Is there a Starbucks in Times Square? Let's see. Let's see. Here's another one. Wait a minute.
Well, you go to the bathroom before. It's just like the Thanksgiving Day parade. Everybody went to the bathroom before the parade. You don't have anything to drink, and you're fine the whole night. And maybe that's what the people should do in Times Square to be comfortable. I would hate to wear. I can't imagine wearing a diaper. That is disgusting. Some people have incontinence and they need to wear diapers, and that's different than what you're talking about.
Right.
I just can't see because then people will use that as a way of life, and that's too sad. Because there are people that have to have it as a way of life,
be addicted?
And they wish they wouldn't have to have it. Yeah.
Galen, you think so? You think adult diapers would be addictive?
No.
I mean, once you do it, oh man, I'm doing this from now on. This is convenient.
How lazy do you have to be?
Oh my God.
Gosh.
This is kind of funny. All right. Let's see. In Brasstown, North Carolina, instead of lowering a light ball, they lower a possum.
Is he alive? Is he in a cage?
I'm just imagining that they have him by the tail, but you're right. He's probably a cage.
I I've been on a couple of possum hunts
Really?
in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with my uncle. He was training his dogs to be coon dogs, and so what they would do is they would chase a possum because the possum scent is so much stronger than a coon.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Instead of getting a new 2019 calendar, you can reuse your 1985 calendar because the days all line up exactly the same.
Really?
By the way, if you have a calendar from 1985, why? Why in the world would you keep something like that?
That's kind of funny.
It's history. It's historical. Maybe you had a baby born that year and you keep notes on it and things.
Okay.
I like that.
It's true. I kept calendars when I was, pregnant and had my children. Good morning.
All right, let's see what else I have here. North Korea does not use
a bunch of crap.
North Korea does not use the same calendar as the rest of us, Galen.
No, because it's Kim Jong-un.
Right.
Is this year one?
It's not 2019 over there. It's like 120.
Yeah. They started when his father was born or something like that.
Yeah, it's not that far back. Yeah.
Grandfather, it was something like that.
The whole world didn't start that long ago in North Korea.
And if you think about it, if you do that long enough, the people will be like, yeah, it's pretty much when time started. Because knowledge, if it's not passed on, can be gone in one generation. Right? It can be gone in one generation.
That's a great quote.
So it doesn't take very long to completely, just long enough.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
In Scotland, they have a term for New Year's Eve called Hogmanay. In a place called Stonehaven in Scotland, they hang.
Is that pig Latin? Are you just enjoying the pig Latin right there?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? But they swing fireballs from the thresholds, and people are honored by putting their first foot in.
Wow!
What the heck does that mean?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Fireballs.
Go there.
Fireballs hanging from the threshold.
I guess the fire department is standing by.
I'm not sure what that is.
So I guess we got to hang fireballs here, right? Under the eave as you go into the mall, and then stand on top and put your foot in it.
Put your first foot in.
Oh, there you go. That guy's got it. Yes, you did. Good job. See, I've got a bud that would do it with me. Thank you.
Let's see. This year will mark the 19th year that a song has been playing. It's called Long Player. It started playing on January 1st, 2000. It's expected to continue playing for until December 31st, 2999. It's the longest song ever. Wow.
Recorded it.
I wonder when they get to the chorus.
Wait, who recorded it?
It's called Long Player. I don't know who.
And it just keeps looping?
I don't know. It's weird. It's a 1,000-year-long song.
Wow.
It's now 19 years into the 1,000 years. Well, we'll see how far it gets.
Yeah, but who wrote it? Who wrote it?
Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
Let
me see if I can play it.
Because it makes no sense. I mean, unless they're still writing it, I guess. Huh?
Longplayer.org is the website. Okay, let me find it.
Dude needs a sandwich is what he needs.
Here we go. Here's the Long Player song. How do you do this? It says stream information. Why do I need stream information?
What happens if the electricity goes out?
Long Player has been playing for 18 years, 360 days, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 6 seconds. My gosh. I don't know. Stream it. You would think I would know how to. I could play something just by clicking the play button, right? Doesn't do anything.
Well, it's a different kind of a song, though.
It's a long song. Yeah, it uses a lot of memory.
Because you can't download it because it never ends, right?
Right, I guess so. Oh, you can make a donation to listen to it. Oh, I see. Oh, they can. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're in the Bahamas.
Let me go to YouTube. YouTube will
They're
have
on
it.
vacation.
Somebody on YouTube has it, Galen. Let's see. Long Player. What was that?
How are you going to download it? I bet you they don't.
I'm just going to say. You think so? Okay, let me see.
Maybe they sampled a piece of it.
Wait a minute. Inagata Davidi is getting jealous. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I love that. 17 minutes.
Long player, a piece of music that has been playing since 1999. Okay, here we go, Galen. Here it is. Ready? Here it is. Oh, it's very slow. Can you hear it?
No.
It's nothing. It's crazy.
It's drony.
It's not a song. It's crazy.
What do you expect?
Oh, never mind. It sounds like people rubbing the top of their wine glasses.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, some more fun stuff about New Year's. On New Year's Eve, residents in a small neighborhood in Johannesburg, South Africa, will collect old appliances, carry them up apartment building rooftops, and toss them down to the streets. There you go. The capital of Iceland, Reykjavik, will have fireworks that'll be the largest display in the world. Not so sure why, but I guess they're trying to break a record. The largest fireworks display. It's going to melt all the ice.
I wonder what time theirs is.
Midnight.
At local time.
Right.
But I wonder what it is our time.
Oh, by the way, in Milwaukee, Galen, they're celebrating New Year's 12 o'clock midnight at 7 p.m. Because time is relative.
Why not? Well, they want families to come.
That's exactly what it is.
There you go.
Mobile, Alabama has a 12-foot lighted mechanical moon pie. I think we had this one once before. I like the moon pie story. Let's see. What else do we have here? When religion was suppressed in the Soviet Union, St. Nick was replaced by Grandfather Frost. Oh, I had this one yesterday.
Yeah, that was
called
fun.
the Spirit of Winter, who brought gifts on New Year's. And they had a tree called the New Year's tree. So they had gifts, they had a guy, they had a tree.
Yes.
But they didn't want Christmas. But they did something on New Year's that looked exactly like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning.
In Antarctica, you can go to a music festival called Ice Stock.
I would like to do that one. Be there with the penguins.
In Japan, in Akita, Japan, men dress as mountain demons. They get drunk and they terrorize children for being lazy.
Gee. What do you think about that, Galen?
In Peru,
Galen?
men, women, and children settle.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Men, women, and children settle their grudges with fist fights. Then everyone goes drinking together.
Sounds like Festivus for the rest of us.
It does.
I love that. This is a good idea.
There you go.
What? How was that a good idea?
Yeah, that's a good idea. That way, you can, just fist fight with people you've got problems with, and then you work out your frustration, and then you say, okay, we're done. We're friends again. So then throw back a couple of beers, and your life is good.
Domino's is delivering pizza up until 1 o'clock. To New Year's Day.
Okay.
So if you want to stay home, just have a pizza.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll
Just a few others.
call Domino's.
Wow, that didn't last long. Okay. So, all right. So, you guys are open on New Year's Day, right? Because the only 2 days you're closed
Oh, absolutely.
are Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
Christmas, right? Okay. So.
Yeah, we're open for a long time now.
What's your first cruise of the year this year?
Going in March.
And
I heard about the guy jumping off the cruise ship.
Yeah. He's 20 years old. He's still swimming. By the way.
Yeah, Aaron Huff. That's so sad.
He's drunk.
He was drunk.
Wow.
There's that song.
We're going on the sister of that ship. We're going on the Symphony of the Seas.
Oh, okay.
Do the ships have any brothers or just sisters?
No, all ships are females.
Is that right? Now, why is that?
Yeah. Because Lady Luck
okay.
and people like to name boats and things after what they love, and men and women weren't allowed on ships.
But not naval ships. Naval ships have like male names, like they're like the Enterprise or
they're named.
Something
They're
like
named
that.
after historic figures.
Oh, I see.
All right.
This is interesting. I
Caleb,
love that.
where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, today we're at the Walmart in the Shores on Bahia Road, right out there.
Nice.
All right. And what are you doing today? Anything eventful? Do you have to?
Well, it's the Kingdom of the Sun at Vanguard High School, so I'll be there for the rest of the week. And if you want to come see some incredible basketball from teams all over the country, come out to Vanguard High School.
Oh, okay. So they're having like basketball playoffs for high school there? Or?
Tournament. Yeah, it's a tournament. Yeah.
Oh, at Vanguard High School this week. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So anybody can come and watch?
Yeah, as long as you pay.
Oh, wonderful. And is Vanguard included in, are any high schools around our area included in on it?
Hawthorne's coming, and I think that's it. And Vanguard's ended, of course.
Oh, nice. That's going to be very enjoyable. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a long-standing tradition started by Jim Haley, in the 70s, and it's considered one of the best high school basketball tournaments in the country.
Nice. This is excellent.
All right. I'm glad we got that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
come
Galen.
by and check it out.
All right. Everybody else, donate blood, and thank you for what you do, Galen.
Oh, you guys are the absolute best. Thanks, y'all.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Ask yourself, what do you pay for health care? Are you single? Do you pay more than $199 a month? Are you a couple? Do you pay more than $249 a month? Do you have a family? Do you pay more than $529 a month? Yes, you can serve the entire family with health care for only $529 a month. Sign up at any time of the year, pick your own doctor and hospital, ask any questions in our live chat box. It takes 2 minutes to find out how to save. Go to lightyourliberty.com. That's lightyourliberty.com.
More clouds and sun, breezy and warm on Thursday. Just a shower or two along the coast, the high 76 to 80. Thursday night, partly to mostly cloudy, low 67 to 71. Friday will be very warm and more humid with clouds and sun. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in the area in the afternoon, the high 79 to 83. And on Saturday, partly sunny and very warm with a high of 78 to 82. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
A delicious, fruity holiday treat that's been enjoyed for thousands of years. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
Welcome to the All In for Citrus podcast. There's a new resource available that brings all of Florida's citrus research together, delivering it right to you on your computer, phone, or tablet. Introducing the All In for Citrus podcast from UF IFAS in partnership with Southeast AgNet. The monthly series spans the Sunshine State with research project updates from the UF IFAS statewide citrus team. Listen to the latest episode by searching All In for Citrus on iTunes, your favorite podcasting application, or at citrusindustry.net.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our determination, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
Across the U.S., fruitcake lovers, young and old, observe National Fruitcake Day every year on this day. Made with chopped, candied, or dried fruit, nuts, and spices, and sometimes soaked in spirits, fruitcake has been a holiday gift-giving tradition for many years. Although fruitcakes are certainly a delicious treat to enjoy around the holidays, they are quite possibly the most popular item for re-gifting. A whopping 38% of people say they give fruitcakes away when they receive them. Never Nevertheless, fruitcakes have remained popular for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians buried their loved ones with fruitcake because they believed this particular food was essential for the journey to the afterlife. The Crusaders were known for eating fruitcakes during their campaigns. The small cakes could withstand long journeys without spoiling and were full of nutritious items like dried fruits and nuts. I'm Kathy Isom, Southeast AgNet.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The President and First Lady are back at the White House after a surprise visit to troops in Iraq.
President Trump explained his decision to withdraw all 2,000 U.S. troops from neighboring Syria.
The men and women who serve are entitled to clear objectives and the confidence that when those objectives are met, they can come home and be with their families.
President Trump says Turkey has agreed to take out what's left of ISIS in Syria.
Fox's Jared Halpern. A windy snowstorm's hitting the plains and upper Midwest today.
From Minnesota, stretching down through the Dakotas, back down towards eventually Oklahoma, Kansas, all areas where you're looking at blizzard and winter storm warnings. We could see as much as 6 inches of snow widespread, some spots getting up to 10 inches to 12 inches of total snow.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz, sleet and freezing rains in the forecast for parts of the Northeast starting tonight. This is Fox News.
Ask yourself, if you built a van for your business, where would you start? At the beginning, of course, with the people who invented the work van over 100 years ago, Mercedes-Benz. You'd give your new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter advanced technology and safety to keep you connected and protected. You'd make it available in diesel and gas, and there would be thousands of configurations and upfits to choose from. You build it right here in the USA, because your one-of-a-kind business deserves nothing less than a van that's built for you. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, the safest, most innovative Sprinter yet, starting at just $33,790. Built for you, the all-new Sprinter, built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz, vans, born to run.
MSRP excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Equipment described as optional. 2019 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter available soon.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The Ocala National Forest has had their staff furloughed during the government shutdown. The Ocala National Forest's voicemail begins with, "Hello, and thank you for calling the Ocala National Forest Lake George Ranger Station. Due to the lapse in federal government funding, this office is currently on furlough," unquote. 2 young children were taken to the hospital yesterday after being hit by a car while they were crossing East Silver Springs Boulevard at Northeast 36th Avenue. Both are doing well. An 82-year-old Polk City man fatally shot his wife and then himself after telling family members he could no longer take care of her medical needs. The U.S. Coast Guard is searching for a crew member that went overboard from the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Harmony of the Seas, 267 miles off Puerto Rico. Fire officials in Orlando say a neighbor resuscitated a 1-year-old boy who was pulled from a backyard swimming pool. And the minimum wage in Florida increases on January 1st to $8.46 an hour. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Hey folks, just when you thought the December deals at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens couldn't get any better, Bob extends his fabulous half-price sale for just a few more days. Now listen to this. Just about everything you see in this huge 5-acre garden store is still half price. That means everything green and growing is marked down 50%, including trees large and small, bushes, shrubs, all hanging plants, winter color plants, annuals, and perennials, everything half off. And yes, inside their huge old-timey greenhouse, tons of decorative stuff, all half price, including pottery, bird baths, fountains, those popular wind chimes, statuary, even chimera, and all kinds of indoor foliage. It's all half price. Pay no attention to the old price tags, because you know right now, everything's half price at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, open till 4, Saturdays till 2, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 9 o'clock. It's time for News Bites. This is the portion of AM Ocala Live when Robin and I will read the news and keep our opinions to ourselves. We will not attempt to be entertaining or funny or anything show-busy like that. We're just here to read the news for 25 minutes, and we do it in an abbreviated form, and we don't abbreviate it by paraphrasing it. What we do is we abbreviate it by only reading the first paragraph or two of the story. As long as the gist of the story has been expressed, then we move on to the next one. And by doing it that way, we're able to deliver between 25 and 30 stories each weekday morning between 8:35 and 9. So your radio becomes your amazing source of news just by listening. And if you're driving, that makes your drive to work a very informative time. I had some feedback from one of our listeners who said that he likes to listen because when he gets to work, a lot of times nobody's heard some of these stories, and he likes to bring them up with the people he works with, and then they Google them and they read them for themselves. And it is kind of it is the idea that we had in the first place. In this day and age of communication with the internet really accessible, it is kind of nice to be able to give you a little bit of a story, and then you can go online and read the rest of it for yourself and share it with the people you think might find it interesting. As I mentioned, we don't offer any commentary. We don't open the phone lines either. And let's see, this is sponsored. It's sponsored by One Stop Cooling and Heating, so please remember them. They make this possible. Without them, we couldn't do this. And that would be a shame if we didn't have a sponsor. So, and P.S., we have another sponsorship available. We're limiting it to 3. We have 2 right now. So if you want to get on board with this one, you can call Tish or Joe. The number is 732-8000. They'll be able to talk to you about that. All right. Let's get on with the news, and then you can get on with your own life and live your own news. The first story is from USA Today. A partial government shutdown enters its 6th day today. With no sign that Congress and the White House are any closer to ending their standoff, the Senate is scheduled to return to work for the first time since Saturday, but has scheduled no votes, signaling that little, if any, progress has been made toward resolving the budget impasse that has shut down a quarter of the federal government. The House also had been scheduled to return to work today, but instead scheduled just a brief session with no votes planned. Leaders of both chambers have promised to give members 24 hours notice before they must return to Washington for votes.
Hope is fading over the fate of more than a dozen coal miners trapped for weeks deep inside one of Northeast India's notoriously dangerous rat hole mines, as a rescue operation hobbled by limited resources has ground to a halt while rescue crews try and locate a bigger water pump. It all depends on the Almighty if the miners can be rescued, one distraught official involved in the rescue operation said. Pray for us, he continued. The rescue operation started on December the 13th when local lawmaker Dr. Azad Aman alerted authorities that 15 miners had not returned after working in a rural mine in the state of Meghalaya. Out of the 15 miners, 7 are from my constituency, from my area, he said, reported by ABC.
From National Public Radio, in the wake of the death of a second migrant child in U.S. custody within the last 2 weeks, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen announced yesterday the government is calling on several federal agencies, that's a mistype, I guess, to help Customs and Border Protection implement a host of new directives intended to improve how it cares for children and adults held in federal facilities. A statement from Nielsen says, quote, in response to the unprecedented surge of children into our custody, I have directed a series of extraordinary protective measures, unquote. She explained the changes had been enacted as a result of the heartbreaking death of a Guatemalan 8-year-old Felipe Gomez Gomez Alonso, who died after being diagnosed with a cold and high fever in New Mexico on Monday night.
President Trump and the First Lady Melania quietly swept into Iraq yesterday to pay a holiday visit to U.S. troops, making good on the president's promise to travel to one of the war zones he has derided as costly blunders. After seeing the American war effort at close range for the first time, the president remained adamant that the days of broad-scale U.S. involvement overseas has ended. He used his nighttime appearance at an air base west of Baghdad at the Al-Assad Air Base to reinforce his skeptical view of wading into foreign conflicts. Trump says if they want us to do the fighting, they also have to pay a price. Sometimes that's also a monetary price, so we're not the suckers of the world. We're no longer the suckers, folks, reported by CNN.
From the Associated Press, Russian President Vladimir Putin oversaw a test yesterday of a new hypersonic glide vehicle, declaring that the weapon is impossible to intercept and will ensure Russia's security for decades to come. Speaking to Russia's top military brass after watching the live feed of the launch of the Avangard vehicle from the Defense Ministry's control room, Putin said the successful test was a great success and an excellent New Year's gift to the nation.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average surged yesterday in a seesaw session as U.S. markets erased losses suffered in the most recent trading session on Christmas Eve. The Dow rose more than 1,080 points, or nearly 5%, marking the first time in history the exchange rose more than 1,000 points in a single day of trading. The S&P 500 climbed more than 100 points, or about 5%, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite rose more than 360 points, or nearly 6%. All three major exchanges posted their largest single-day point increase on record. Gains in the tech and retail sectors drove the rally. The energy sector also rose, with U.S. crude oil prices soaring more than 9% after weeks of decline, reported by Fox.
The following is a review of the movie Stan and Ollie that appeared in the New York Times this morning. Replace flirtation and sex with pratfalls and comic repartee, and Stan and Ollie is a heartstrings-yanking Hollywood romance, portraying the final days of the remarkable partnership of Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy, the greatest double act in the history of movies. The tightly focused narrative finds these comedians past their prime, not just in their career, but also in their relationship. They are on a theater tour to raise money for a film comeback. Like a married couple that stopped fighting long ago, their exchanges hint at buried resentments, muffled irritations, and an abiding love. The director, John S. Baird's observant and genial portrait includes many scenes where these master comics are performing, but the primary purpose doesn't appear to be to convince you of their comic genius, but rather to display their ease with each other, the charge and excitement of a connection.
When you have children, New Year's Eve is not quite the alcohol-centric all-night party it once was. In fact, you're probably not even planning on keeping the children up till midnight for the big countdown. You may want to send the children to bed early and ring in the new year with a quiet glass of wine and a kiss from your significant other, or you just might want to go to sleep early yourselves. Just because you have a family doesn't mean you should not celebrate the new year. Milwaukee, Wisconsin tops the list of cities with the best fun and kid-friendly ways to celebrate the new year. Betty Bryn Children's Museum, for example, is holding their annual New Year's Eve at noon, which includes the chance to make a party hat and a countdown to the ball drop. Then there is the Big Backyard. This is an indoor playground New Year's Eve party with painted faces, listening to a special story time, carnival games, and the blowing of party horns to ring in the new year at 7:30 p.m. And check out the Mitchell Park Domes, which will host a family New Year's Eve event with magicians, fire dancing performances, light shows in the show dome, balloon twisting, face painting, and a family dance party. The clock strikes midnight at 9 p.m. because, as Einstein said, time is relative, reported by the Journal Sentinel.
From Fox News, a 14-year-old California girl visiting Arizona died after what appears to have been an accidental fall at the Horseshoe Bend Overlook. The San Jose teenager was reported missing by her family on Monday afternoon and was last seen in the area of Page, Arizona on Horseshoe Bend Overlook. Coco Coconino County Sheriff's officials said yesterday Arizona's Department of Public Safety's air rescue unit spotted the girl's body about 700 feet below the overlook just a few hours after she was reported missing. Officials believe the fall was accidental, but the incident remains under investigation.
Best Buy and the AARP are joining forces to warn about a growing scam. Imposters posing as a loved one or even the IRS and demanding gift cards can be used for services rendered. The Federal Trade Commission said the number of these reported scams has jumped 270% over the last 3 years. Trinidad Gonzalez is still trying to face the fact that scammers preyed on her emotions to pad their pockets. About 3 months ago, she said a man claiming to be her grandson called saying he was in jail and needed thousands of dollars immediately. He then put someone on the phone who posed as an attorney. The caller said he would make it easy for the 76-year-old grandmother, reported by CBS.
From NBC News, Indonesia widened the danger zone and raised the threat level this morning as an island volcano continued to seethe after triggering a tsunami that killed more than 430 people. Officials issued a level 3 tsunami alert, the second highest on its 4-level system, and rerouted flights as emergency crews still searched for victims from last weekend's unexpected wave. Anak Krakatau's eruption on Saturday evening caused part of the island in the Sunda Strait to collapse into the sea, apparently generating a tsunami wave of more than 6.5 feet. The country's disaster mitigation center doubled the at-risk area to a 3,200-foot stretch area of the coast this morning and warned people to stay away from the water's edge because of the risk of another tsunami triggered by Krakatau's ongoing eruptions.
A new survey shows that religion is important to 72% of Americans, and that among weekly churchgoers, 81% believe religion can answer all or most of today's problems. In the poll conducted December 3rd through the 12th by Gallup, asked the question, how important would you say religion is in your own life? Very important, fairly important, or not very important? For all Americans, 51% said religion is very important, 21% said fairly important. That equals a total of 72% on the importance scale. 20% of all Americans said religion was not very important in their lives. For Christians, the percentages were higher, 62% very important and 25% fairly important, for a total of 87%, reported by CNS.
From the Ocala Star banner, their website, ocala.com, 4 days before Christmas, Ocala police officers assisted in reviving 2 people who suffered drug overdoses. They were separate instances at different locations with less than half an hour between the two. On Christmas Day, officers again assisted in saving the lives of 2 people in separate incidents, only this time the episodes transpired within 9 minutes of each other. On both December 21st and 25th, the officers used or allowed someone to use their department-issued Narcan, a nasal form of naloxone used to treat suspected opioid overdoses, and in both cases, the persons saved were taken into custody pursuant to the state Marchman Act, which allows authorities to initiate protective custody of people suspected of abusing drugs or alcohol.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was discharged from the hospital on Tuesday and is recuperating at home after undergoing surgery. Ginsburg, age 85, had 2 cancerous nodules removed from her left lung on Friday at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital in New York City. There is no evidence of any remaining disease, nor is there evidence of disease elsewhere in her body, reported by CNN.
We'll take a little break and be right back after this word from our sponsor, One Stop Cooling and Heating.
Problems with your AC? Don't lose your cool. Call One Stop Cooling and Heating today. You know, the ones with the bear. Make One Stop Cooling and Heating your one stop for help. And with rebates and off-season pricing, fall and winter is the best time of year to purchase a new system. Contact One Stop Cooling and Heating today for 0% financing options with payments as low as $59 a month with approved credit.
So when your AC goes out, call One Stop Cooling and Heating.
OneStopThermoCool.com. Proud provider of Goodman equipment. CAC 1817167.
Are
you a medical provider that doesn't like to settle for the same boring scrubs? Scrub Paradise in Ocala has a wide selection of top brand scrubs with embroidery available and the newest medical shoes and accessories. Every medical provider should look as great as the care they provide. Scrub Paradise is just off of Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival in Ocala. Stop by today or call us at 352-873-4368.
All right, 10 minutes before 9 o'clock. Let's continue with News Bites. The next story is from WCJB TV 20 in Gainesville. The Ocala National Forest, as well as several other national parks in our area, have had their staff furloughed during the partial government shutdown, which is now on its 6th day. The Ocala National Forest voicemail currently begins with, quote, "Hello, and thank you for calling the Ocala National Forest Lake George Ranger Station. Due to the lapse in federal government funding, this office is currently on furlough," unquote. Some parks may still be open but will not be staffed. Their buildings, including bathrooms, may also be closed.
A father spent the Christmas holiday flying throughout the country to spend time with his flight attendant daughter. Pierce Vaughn, a flight attendant for Delta, was scheduled to work both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so her father, Hal, decided to join her on each of her flights. She said Dad's first trip using his benefits was a success. A special thanks to all of the patient, wonderful gate agents around the country and my perfect crew. Her father was able to join her on every one of her flights and was also able to fly first class from Fort Myers, Florida to Detroit, Michigan. The pair caught the attention of fellow passenger Mike Levy on one of the flights, and he took the opportunity to snap a photo of the father and the daughter. Levy wrote, "What a fantastic father. Wish you both a very Merry Christmas." Pierce Vaughn shared Levy's post to show her mother the results of the trip and thanked him for capturing the moment. "Shout out to Mike Levy for being a great first-class passenger and helping us to understand how cool this actually is," she wrote, reported by UPI.
The Star Banner is reporting that 2 young children were taken to the hospital in Ocala after being hit by a car while crossing the road yesterday. The report states that a 17-year-old girl was walking with her 11-year-old sister. The 11-year-old was pushing a stroller with the 2 girls' 7-month-old nephew inside. The 3 children were crossing East Silver Springs Boulevard at the intersection with Northeast 36th Avenue. A woman drove her car slowly and her bumper hit the wheel of the stroller, causing the infant to be knocked out of the stroller. The child and his 11-year-old aunt were taken to Florida Hospital Ocala for precautionary reasons. The 17-year-old was not injured.
Each of us has our own personal relationship with movies. Some moments stand out even when the films themselves aren't complete experiences. Moments in film are when the magic happens, when the forces come together, sometimes unplanned, to bring you to a place of heightened emotion or thought or passion. Making the top 10 moments are, in number 10, the Apollo 11 moon landing and Damien Chazelle's First Man. Number 9, the scene in 8th grade when Kayla must confront her own shyness. Number 8, the last scene of Hereditary when the whole story finally comes together. Number 7, Nicole Kidman's hand job in Destroyer. Number 6, Julia Roberts trying so hard to keep it together. The first few unpredictable moments her son is back in the house for Christmas in Ben is Back. Number 5, in Roma, when the main character, Cleo, comes upon a martial art training session looking for the father of her baby. Number 4, A Star is Born, when Lady Gaga sings fully for the first time. Number 3, Black Panther, when the rhino halts in worship to the tribal female. Number 2, in the film Green Book, when Allie's character helps Vigo's character write better letters. And at number 1, in the movie Widows, during the confrontation when Davis slaps Debicki hard, but Debicki slaps her back in defiance. This moment alone makes the film worth seeing, according to E! Entertainment.
From USA Today, starting on New Year's Eve day, Rosa Rivera will make $15 an hour at her McDonald's job in Manhattan, doubling what she earned just 5 years ago at the same location. The milestone comes after she and fellow workers advocated tirelessly, sometimes going on strike, for a higher minimum wage since 2012 in the city and state. For Rivera, a 53-year-old Bronx resident who lives with her adult son, that means she no longer needs to prioritize which bills to pay and which to skip to get by. Before it was difficult. $7.50 wasn't enough, Rivera said through a Spanish interpreter. The difference with $15 is I will be able to pay my rent and bills on time. I can pay for transportation easily, and I may have a little bit more to save. Besides New York, workers in up to 21 other states and the District of Columbia will receive higher minimum wages this coming year, according to National Employment Law Project report given exclusively to USA Today. The entire report is on the USA Today website.
An official with the organization that operates a tent city for housing thousands of minors said that it does not plan to sign a long-term extension of its contract with the government. The nonprofit organization BCFS has been paid by the United States Department of Health and Human Services to operate the Tornillo facility in southwest Texas since June the 14th. It opened that day with enough beds for 400 use and rows of bunk bed-lined tents. It has since expanded to accommodate more than 2,500 teens, reported by CBS.
From the Orlando Sentinel, fire officials in Orlando say a neighbor resuscitated a 1-year-old boy who was pulled from a backyard swimming pool. Orlando fire rescue officials said on Twitter that 911 dispatchers provided the neighbor instruction on saving the boy. The child had no pulse when he was pulled from the pool on Tuesday afternoon. The child was taken to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children, where he is being treated. The child's name was not released, and officials have not said how the child got into the pool.
A pair of Wisconsin women said this holiday season marks the 50th year of them exchanging the same Christmas cards. Jackie Kempfler and Evelyn Vyers say they sent each other Christmas cards 50 years ago when they were in their 20s. They have been resending the same cards every year since. I just wonder how many more years we can keep it up, Kempfler says. They're getting kind of beat up. They look like they're 50 years old. The women said the cards are a testament to their lifelong friendship and the closeness they enjoyed as young women. We were doing everything together, Weir said. A different pair of Wisconsin women, Bonnie Jean Klamer and Bonnie Marie Magistrelli, revealed in 2011 that they had been exchanging the same birthday card for 50 years. Magistrelli said she originally sent the card to Klamer for her 18th birthday. The card included a poem encouraging the recipient to erase their name and return it to the sender for their next birthday, but the friends didn't need to erase the same. We didn't erase the sender's name. We just kept adding to it, reported by UPI.
From CBS News, the man who accused Kevin Spacey of sexually assaulting him in Nantucket in 2016 apparently captured at least some of the alleged incident on video, Massachusetts State Police said yesterday. According to the statement from police, the victim said his girlfriend didn't believe him, so he Snapchatted the video of Spacey allegedly touching him. The Cape and Island District Attorney on Monday filed sexual assault charges against Spacey for the July 2016 incident. Spacey will be arraigned at Nantucket District Court on January 7th.
Fresh misconduct allegations brought by Tokyo prosecutors against ousted Nissan chairman Carlos Ghosn center on the use of company funds to pay a Saudi businessman who is believed to have helped him out of financial difficulties. Prosecutors arrested Ghosn for a third time on Friday, accusing him of aggravated breach of trust in transferring personal investment losses to the automaker. A person helped arrange a letter of credit for Ghosn and a company run by the person that later received $14.7 million from Nissan, reported by Reuters.
From USA Today, actor Macaulay Culkin will be true to his word and legally change his middle name to a name of his fans' choosing. The Home Alone star revealed last month on The Tonight Show that a poll was open on his site called Bunny Ears until Christmas Eve and would determine his new moniker, which he vowed to legally adopt. The 38-year-old former kid actor told host Jimmy Fallon he was ready to leave his current middle name Carson behind, and now he can. By an overwhelming number of votes, 60,990, according to the poll results, the proposed middle name, Macaulay Culkin, beat out the other finalists, Shark Week, Kieran, Succession, The McRib is Back, and Publicity Stunt. The McRib is Back came in second place. The official new middle name for Macaulay Culkin is Macaulay Culkin. So his name is Macaulay Culkin.
It's only a matter of days until New Year's Eve, and Netflix plans for the big night, plans for what to watch on television. The streaming service appears to be gearing up for a very busy New Year's Eve. They're going to be marketing to millennials and families with young children. For families, Vox spotted that the Netflix Kids and Family YouTube account posted a 2019 New Year's Eve countdown video advert on Boxing Day. It's essentially a bunch of clips of Netflix kids and animated shows. This New Year's Eve, staying in is the new going out, reported by Forbes.
From USA Today, the College Football Bowl Bonanza continues today with 3 bowl games. The action kicks off with the Independence Bowl at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN between Duke against Temple, whose interim head coach Ed Foley is super pumped for the game. Miami and Wisconsin meet in the Pinstripe Bowl at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, a year after squaring off in a more prestigious bowl game, the Orange Bowl, won by Wisconsin. The full day of football concludes with the Texas Bowl at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN, which pits Baylor against Vanderbilt. That's all the time we have for News Bites. Veterans News is coming up in just a little bit. I saw Gary Pascal coming in. He'll probably be in the studio in just a minute. How many stories today, Robin?
28.
We'll be right back with Veterans News. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump tweets about his trip to visit troops in Iraq and Germany yesterday. One thing is certain, we have incredible people representing our country.
President Trump thanked the troops, telling them because of their hard work, ISIS is no longer the threat it was 2 years ago.
Great job. I looked at a map, and 2 years ago it was a lot of red all over that map, but now you have a couple little spots.
The president defended his decision to pull forces from neighboring Syria, declaring of Islamic State militants, "We've knocked them out. We've knocked them silly."
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. There's a manhunt for a cop killer in California. Corporal Ronald Singh was killed after pulling over a pickup truck with no license plate in the town of Newman. J.J. Fernandez is a friend of his.
He has a baby boy, a family. The least the community could do for him now is find this guy.
There's surveillance video of the suspect at a convenience